Join us for an enlightening experience where you will gain a deeper understanding of the purpose and essence of opening your eyes. This is your chance to enhance self-awareness and personal growth with a shift in perception that provides a fresh outlook on life. Embrace the journey from consciousness to superconsciousness. Coming live by Barrett Cunyan.
Oh, here we are. Here we have. Well, welcome to the bioactivation platform. It's an honor to be with Joe and Donovan. Welcome. And what we'll be discussing today is how to raise your vibration. But before we go into detail of how we're going to introduce that hot topic of today, I would like to, because we've got two great rap artists here.
Rappies.
But you know, you guys, you're soul warriors. You've got incredible natural presence, whatever you do. So, but we've got a little surprise for our viewers, and we're going to start off with Joe, if we can, and here goes a little introduction.
Help, please, we down on his knees. You don't need degrees to see what we see. Open up your eyes and stop believing lies. This time we gonna rise and we gonna decriminalize. My mind, heart, goes ready to soar. The message that I'm bringing is to keep it raw. Here to settle the score, we're bringing truth to the door. Elites in the shadows planning third world war. Military operation mobilizing the troops. Infiltrating hierarchy, now I don't get juice. Big on when you connect to your spiritual sources, resonating with creation, true life forces. Look at the world, then look in my eyes. Cradle to grave is just non-stop lies. Non-stop lies from the top to the bottom. Luminize, pumping lies with the pyramid rotten. Supplemental entities what destabilize humanity. Underground bases full of secret technology. Timing it right, they base it all on astrology. But this ain't a game, it's not monopoly. I'm pumping truth with intent to make the earth shake. Illuminize causing devastating earthquakes. They in the government, hiding in the dark. We got a soul force energy, cosmic spark. Don't ever get involved with the lies from the devils. Put their lives down south, be a truth-seeking rebel. Don't sell your soul to the mark of the beast. And don't stop till this cool that's deceased. Get ready to get in overthrown, getting took out. Truth was submitted, now I got no doubt. Sucking in the blood, crystal cannibalistic. The cold, we're rainbow, and they're unstable. So that's why we're gonna put them back into the cradle. The chronic, keep it fast like Sonic. Trilobonic, bubonic, definitely not sonic. Hypersonic, electronic. Keep your harmonic, ironic. Prehistoric, calling you with the demonic. They want plastic, mic, different types of abdominals. I wanna give you lies, I'm creating any evils. Global annihilation, suppression and domination. Nations transfixed on this telly's alienation. So wake your brain, let's break the restraint. Let's bring the change today. I'm talking change like Osama. Oops, I'm in Obama. No, I'm talking real change. Dalai Lama. They at the top, but they subtly sliding. They thought they had it sus, but now truth's rising. We're realizing, cause real eyes see real eyes. So realize, it's time to rise. Woo!
Yes. Oh!
Well, that was a good way of introducing you, brother Joe. But we're also, if take the opportunity to do Donovan now, because he's got a little surprise for us as well. So
I was impressed with that. Save lives on the planet, beyond middle, and now you're learning this. Let's step on the pedal of science. Health and wealth, what can hemp provide? Well, with 50,000 uses, that's impossible to hide. Renewable biofuels, it won't be finite. Replacing fossil fuels, that's a life is dynamite. See how important this mission be? Not about money and business solely. It's as much about health, that's sustainability. And we're Canada, we got that ability to get down with CBD. You and me together. We're set the world free. CBD is definitely no drug, no harm, no side effects. You need to know what's going on. Smoking hemp won't get you high. You're hearing this now, you're probably asking why this plant became illegal to grow. The 1937 Tax Act, what do you know? Made it way too expensive for farmers to sow. In production overnight, reaching all-time low. If a madness campaign had the people in tow, warning parents of the dangers of cannabis. So marijuana was the name that was used in the lie. Labeling him as the same, and it's not FYI. So they got classed as a drug schedule 1, claiming both of these herbs as one and among non-medicinal legal drugs like crack cocaine, far from one and the same. And who was to blame? Evidently it was these industrial tycoons who cared only for their products to be consumed. And with that in mind, and the end of prohibition, take your CBD off. It's a simple decision.
Well, that's a good way.
Yeah.
Well done, guys. I mean, you both are beautiful souls. It's just an honor to have you. But before we kickstart, Brother Donovan, shall we just give our beautiful tribute to Wanderer in Uganda, because poor chap. I mean, he's going through. Do you know reference to how he's doing? I mean, we know that he's got malaria and typhoid as well. I mean, but I think he's going to be okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to be okay. Yeah, he's had some treatment now. He's started to get some treatment. So
This
treatment,
nice one, brother. It's to do with the Solex Nation inner voice scan, I believe. Yeah.
Indeed, partially, yes. So he's also started to receive actual sort of medication as well from the hospital. But, you know, with the nature of how things work over in Africa, like unless you've got money to pay for the actual treatment for the disease, what they tend to do is they only will treat people for the symptoms. In some cases, like a lot of the clinics won't even do that, you know, unless they've got 50% of the money to cover the costs of those drugs as well. So they basically were treating him for the symptoms. And then fortunately, some money's come in and the doctors basically started to give him some drugs today to sort of help him with the actual disease. So that's where obviously, like, you know, in Africa, children literally are left to die, even though they could be treated. It's just the hospitals can't even afford it, you know, the clinics, because they have to pay for the drugs that come at a cost. So anyway, but I was sending over some frequencies which are on the system, which are formulated for malaria and typhoid, and also like imprinting some general sort of health and recovery frequencies to him, which I managed to do via the system, which was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, we can go with the flow with this, because as we're on the hot topic of the, you know, this inner voice scan. I mean, I'm aware of the fact that Joe, you're also involved with this inner voice scan. Do you want to give your viewpoints on the kind of treatments that one can have in terms of raising the vibration and your involvement in this? Have you been part of it for quite a while now, or can you just give us a little? Yeah,
love to. So yeah, man. Okay, perfect. So yeah, I've been doing Lovolutions, as you can see there. That was 10 years ago. Been doing this since 2012, bringing this shift, bringing this gift, bringing this lift. I'm not necessarily known exactly what it is, but that's been the direction I'm going, Lovolution. Yeah. And as the journey goes on, more and more blessings and amazing things come across my path. Do you know what I mean? That's enabling the Lovolution to get bigger, stronger. And the Lovolution is just, do you know what I mean, the spiritual awakening that's going on anyway. You know what I mean? We're just encouraging it, allowing it, accelerating it, you know, within ourselves and the world. So with Solex, I literally came across that about 3 months ago, maybe longer. My friend was doing it. And I was just doing I was doing a course where I was doing like with Denovan, we're doing like super conscious, like working on the super conscious, with super conscious, creating his dream lives, you know, living health, vitality, edge, you know, aligning with his nature and purpose, true nature and purpose, and boom, boom, boom. So like this all came at a beautiful time, and a friend approached me saying they could do this, and I didn't really have a clue what was going on, you know, but I just did it, and I'm glad I did. But literally, it took me about a month to actually send the voice note. Yeah. So like that's how much, like, you know, resistance wise, a lot of people is messaging me straight away or after a few days. So it
took me a month to send mine. Then it took me like a month or two to like decide, yeah, I'm gonna go crazy on this. And then literally joined the team with Ale, who introduced me, my legend from down under. And she's been in it about a year. I've only been in it 4 weeks, and in that time I've created my own frequency holistic practice, and we're creating teams around the world that can literally be set up tomorrow, you know, and you can be working with your friends, family, people that come across your path. You can do it organically or whatever to level you want it to grow to. So yeah, this is really exciting times. This is like the frequency revolution. So this perfectly lines up with the Lovolution, you know. I've got really into a book called The Gene Keys, and in that it talks about like how the future is just going to be like holistic centers all over the world, and we want to make this the new norm. Okay, so this all lined up perfectly. I didn't really know what it was. Then I did it, got the beats, loved it. And then but just life was like it was, you know, whirlwind, and then finally decided to get on it, get in there and take a plunge at it, because I was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad as well. And I just opened that and it just said, yo, if you are gonna work, you know what I mean, then like I do something like MLM where like the only limit is yourself, you know what I mean? Find a good one with a good product, good ethics, good flipping everything. And luckily that's just been landed on my lap, you know what I mean? That's how the universe always provides the perfect people at the perfect time. And so yeah, set this up, boom, got going straight away, went on a mad one and started offering out free customized binaural beats for people. And like next day, literally, I was making the beats. Once you got the app, you can make unlimited beats for people. So like literally, I went crazy. And in the last 4 weeks, I've probably given out 250, maybe 300 personalized, customized to their frequency. Yeah, organically, we're not gone paid yet with the paid traffic, but when we go, but this is it. And yeah, but this is it, right? And the company they want to get this in every device, and they want to get this in every home in the world, you know, because this is putting our health in the palm of our hands, right? And how it just basically works, just on a quick one. So like what people have been experiencing so far is their own custom binaural beat, okay? So how that works is we just need literally a name, an email to send it to, and a 10-second voice note. And people are like, what? A voice note? Like, what's that going to do? But once we realize that like everything's a hologram and every part has the whole, same with the voice, okay? Now, some of the weird, that like, it's not just a normal voice note you send. Like, before you actually send it, like, you'll think of something for 5-10 seconds that like might piss you off, okay? All right, you go into that feeling, and then you go into what makes you happy and you're grateful for, all right? That's bringing your current frequencies, yeah, into that vocal note. And then you say, I am Joe Cusimano, and I'm just here chilling for the Willings, watching this flipping live stream where with these guys chilling, whatever, say whatever you want, and the tone is going to be carried in that. And then the app analyzes the voice, okay, and sees what's high and low, and based upon that, it will add frequencies to the binaural beats that will bring those into balance. Yeah. So like people are buzzing over it, but some people are saying, yo, Joe, I feel like it's making me cry and stuff. And the reason for that is because it's hitting that low note, that low vibration, you know. But it's like it's getting it moving, it's releasing it, you know. So like as well, like when we're sad and angry and all this stuff, it's just a good thing to realize this isn't the universe punishing us. This is an opportunity for us to like acknowledge, welcome, honor this feeling that's probably from way back in the day, that's not come up to punish us, but to be released with love, to be embodied, to be released, you know. And like this goes out to people just regardless of whatever's going on, you know. Like if you're feeling a lot of pain come up, like say I get toothache or something, like I'll just do the EFT. That's something that's in your own power, yeah. And same with, say you're feeling really pissed off or just being in a crazy argument, like boom, all right. So this, but like we are like the universe. This is like a stepping stone to what our natural abilities are, yeah. So basically, people getting the beats, they're loving it after day one, and then boom, like the beats last about a week, and then they can come back. Do you know what I mean? And like, I've just been saying, okay, have another one, you know, because giving is the secret to living, guys. Yeah. Giving is the secret to living. And getting this has enabled me to give, not from my head, but from my heart. Not, I give you this and I want that. I give. And trust me, the reciprocation has way outweighed any payments I could have asked for. Yeah. And then not only that, everybody's coming through and loving it. We're saying, okay, you want to go to the next level? You want to bring this into your own hands, into your own family and friends, or you want to blow up? You want to create your own holistic practice, raise the frequencies, take people to harmony within ourselves. You know, starting with ourselves, our own environment, epigenetics, changing the environment, switching it up, bringing it ourselves. You know what I mean? Not waiting for nobody. And this is a powerful next level transmitter. Yeah, they don't want you to realize how powerful his brain is. Like a TV signal, yeah, it'll send out in one line. This is going 360, every single thought, yeah. Anyway, I love you.
This is brilliant, brother. I mean, this is like taking ownership of, you know, and it's about independence. It's about not dependence. So when you get that power back, you know, the fear literally, because most people have these incredible complex of falling ill. How do we raise, you know, our game to become more conscious, aware of what's going on? What about you, Donovan? I mean, what's your experience with this inner voice scan? How has it changed your life? You know, using this incredible device.
Well, like, there's quite a lot to elaborate actually on what Joe was saying there. Of course, like, I mean, this subject we could talk about for absolute hours, which we won't. But yeah, I mean, I basically came across this about just only about 2-3 weeks ago from Joe, and you know, he was sort of like just telling me, oh yeah, you know, there's this scanning technology that you can like basically scan your mind and body systems just with your voice, because your voice basically carries a unique signature, okay, of your frequency and your emotional state. Just like a lie detector test technology, you cannot lie, and when you actually speak and run that voice message through the system, it will pick up obviously on where you have imbalances in your mind and body. And he told me about this, and I thought, oh, this sounds really interesting. And actually very quickly it sort of like came to me that actually the nature of this technology, just by looking at it briefly, was like reminding me of, you know, anyone out there who's watched the film They Live, where basically there's these glasses which the resistance put on, and it breaks the signal, which is basically keeping people hypnotized, you know, from satellite, because it's keeping them suppressed and they're kept asleep. This kind of technology basically does that through raising the vibration, and it instantly made me feel, well, this is raising the consciousness in the individual on a micro level. But of course, bearing in mind they've got this goal to get this out to as many people as possible, it's going to raise that consciousness on a macro. And again, the more people that are using it as they're using it, it's just going to have a macro effect, which is just going to be unbelievable. So I love the idea of it. And, you know, as far as my journey was concerned with health and wellness as well, because, you know, one of the areas where a lot of people are going to be very interested in this are people who are in the health sector. You know, holistic health practitioners obviously are already using this and adding it onto what they're offering their patients, their clients, as a way to scan their clients' mind and body systems and what have you.
Please, sir. Yeah, that's right. First person to join up the team was a doctor, and she's in America, and she's prescribing binaural beats now to her patients. Yeah, this is going on. And the lady that's on this, she was 30 years a nurse. Now she's 2 years a frequency nurse. She's in the dream team. She's in the Lovolution dream team. That's why I've been able to plow so hard with so much belief and conviction, because I know, these ladies are on it. Supersonic, back to Den.
So yeah, mate, it's basically like next level like technology. Like, no one really knows about this stuff, but you know, the quantum healing, you know, frequency healing is the thing. It is the medicine for the future. You know, like Einstein was saying that everything is energy, vibration, frequency, and so the future of medicine would be in frequency, right? So anyway, I loved hearing about it, but I already had an interest in health anyway. Like, I got into the CBD, hence the rap about CBD just there, and hemp and all that sort of stuff. And I just thought, well, this is just a way to really raise consciousness, but also really help people on an energetic level. And obviously, with that, it opens up the possibilities to be unlimited, unlimited possibilities, because people have been obviously conditioned to think that the only way you can treat yourself is through a pharmaceutical medication, which is of course absolutely not true, right? And it's the opposite in many respects. And once they actually experience it just from listening to music, then of course it naturally will create that opening in their consciousness to consider a lot more that they haven't considered, right? Breaking that frequency that's been keeping them unconscious. So anyway, I basically got some free beats from Joe, and I was listening to those for a few days and intensely and with my headphones on, and then I had the most mind-blowing experience. Like, I had this dream which was like a heaven on earth scenario. So ultimately my girlfriend, she's from Borneo, but I've been listening to these beats several times a day for at least sort of 15 minutes ago, like meditating on them, and then this particular night for about a good hour or so I was playing around with some settings which you can adjust when you get your beats, and
for free
and then I went to sleep, and this dream was like I was in Borneo, but it was another dimension of Borneo, like off-planet Borneo. It was like Avatar, like the forest, the jungles, the colors, everything. I can't even describe it. It's just absolutely beautiful. And then I actually met her grandparents, who died a long time ago. But as I was sort of explaining to them how beautiful I thought this place was, they were saying to me, "Oh, you haven't seen anything yet." Like, of course, because it's like a heaven, and I'd only just seen a little bit. And I was like, well, I have, because I went down here and I saw all this and I saw that, trying to describe to them. And then as I was explaining it to them, I had this sense of how important it was not to destroy this environment. It was like imperative that we maintain it, we preserve it. And so as I was imparting that truth to them, I was bawling my eyes out to them emotionally, to the point I was so emotional. I was like, I was conscious of that level of emotion, of just couldn't stop crying. They had to know that I knew, and I had to give them that. And then I came out of the dream. As I was leaving the dream, it was like I didn't want to leave, because I was like leaving heaven, and I had that sort of sense. But then of course I knew I can go back there. That was a beautiful thing. So that was a really powerful shift in my general emotions. And I found that since I've been listening to the beats, and I've got the scanner so I can produce them at will myself, for myself and for everyone else as well, that I've even in the first week or so, like listening to the beats, I'd find myself getting, feeling emotional, and feeling the beauty, feeling grateful, with the music and with the tones, as well as just obviously what's around me as I'm listening to them, because I was often driving around as I was listening to them. So it was very clear to me the power of these notes and these tones, and yeah, just so excited to be able to bring it to people, because we can literally bring this to every single home, and every single home will want one of these once they've experienced it, because of what it can do. And you think, well, we're giving out free beats to people individually, but of course we can do it, for their family members. We can actually even potentially give them a 3-day pass. So because I said to Joe, even before we were aware that we could do that how powerful would it be, if someone's improving their emotional well-being, just on themselves using those beats, but if they're doing it with their family are doing it as well, then it can just instantly improve their relationships, because they're becoming more in control of their emotions with this. So it just can bring peace and harmony into their household, which is just amazing.
Yeah, thank you, brother. I mean, it's the ultimate gift, isn't it? It's the empowerment behind it is just unbelievable. Obviously, we can look at things which is complementary as well to this device.
Of course, everything that we've come across so far. But I'd just like to say, as a disclaimer, the AO scan, the device is not a medical device, and it does not diagnose, treat, or cure any disease. Yeah, if that happens, that's a bonus, baby. You know what I mean? Yeah. But we can't, like, officially, we got to, like, when we're doing this, do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, big love. But this is it. This is powerful, and everything before this, yeah. Miracle Morning, that blew my head off, yeah. Breath work, Kundalini yoga, Soma breath work, ice cold showers, cold water therapy, flipping your wish is your command. David Icke flipping been learning from the flipping the best, you know, and we've accumulated the tools, you know, to be able to take fire offers, fire things to the planet that's needed, yeah. And we got the framework to deliver this, all right. But this is a team effort, you know. This is a collaborative effort. And me and Den's joined the team, and this is it. We're growing together, but the Lovolution's going on regardless, whether you want the beats or it's about the breath work or it's just about coming, connecting to the heart space, you know, going into and increasing that presence and that clearing that avenue for the intuition to flow through us. Viva the Lovolution.
You know what? I love what you said. You know, mentioning David Icke there. I think actually it might be on your page, Barrett. I think there was an old video that you had with from about 2 years ago with David Icke and someone else, and he was describing about how, you know, that basically consciousness is it. Well, he was saying that ultimately, if you want to control the fish in the ocean, you don't focus on the fish, you focus on the ocean. Right. And this is that really has a nice parallel with consciousness, you know, and that's exactly what they're doing, you know, with kind of controlling, you know, the consciousness by the programming, right? That's why, you know, an instrument like this we've got in the palm of our hand, because this works as an app from your mobile phone or your, you know, your device, whatever it is, you know, just empowers every single human being to be able to obviously break through that, you know, that kind of ocean of manipulation.
Exactly. When you're saying ocean, I'm seeing that big shark. Don't panic, organize. Yeah. And then also what's coming to me is we can't organize if we're not harmonized, you know, within ourselves. And this is what, like, listening to this or whatever you do to connect to your peace, to your heart, this is a stepping stone to doing that. Soon we won't need any of it, you know, because we're flipping multidimensional beings. So yeah, but right now we're laughing because it's allowing us to tune in our frequency within us to harmony, and like that's just priceless, because that's how we change the world overnight, by doing what's right. And to do what's right would be to get yourself into harmony, into balance, into peace, into motion. From there, you're connected to the ocean, the divinity, the potion. I love ya.
I mean, that's one of many traits that I've noticed both of you, actually, because keywords harmonizing, neutralizing. I mean, you guys leave beautiful markers wherever you go. You're leaving very, very good signatures, impressions. And that in itself is an ultimate game changer, isn't it? It does raise the frequency because people become aware of this vibration and they say, the guy is smiling, the guy is happy. Because my understanding is, from my own perspective, and I think we're all on the same page, you're not doing anything in this world if you're not happy. So the key is to be happy, because that ultimately really does raise the game, doesn't it?
But then again, you know, how often are we seeing people smiling, but then behind the smile is absolute unhappiness, you know, because they're hiding it, concealing it. I mean, they're trying to, you know, not sort of share that pain, you know, but that's the great thing about this technology, is it brings you, it's like, you know, for those people that have tried to meditate and struggle with that, you know, this way gets you into like that kind of Zen without you having to actually focus on the breath even. I mean, I found that another thing with this is that sometimes people become conscious of their breathing and actually they kind of get a bit paranoid or they feel uncomfortable. It's like effort to breathe. When you've got your headphones on and you're listening to this music and you're listening to these tones that are customized to you, it actually makes that breathing just so easy. I mean, you're not even thinking about it, but it also blocks because of, especially if you're using sort of, you know, headphones which are kind of blocking out any kind of noise, you know, it helps you not have the kind of compulsive thinking. So for people that have that, you know, and that's kind of where you're often getting dragged down in your emotional state of well-being, it helps you just focus on the tones and the music, and it's just peace and it's lovely and it's beautiful. And so that's where it's so powerful. And then from that, you know, even if you have been having a bit of an argument or something's upset you and you put that on, I'm telling you, within 10, 15 minutes, you are completely in a different state of being from it, you know, because it just helps you harmonize, it helps rebalance you perfectly.
And we're building that neurological pathway, and the more we do it, the more naturally we're able to do it, because harmony is not something that we ever create. It's always here. So all we're doing is enabling ourselves to enter into what is always there. Yeah. Harmony, man. Yeah. Whoa! Yo, big up to Lindsay, man, who's tagged every single flipping friend that she thinks is going to be on this. Literally, the comments is rammed with tags. If you could do that, that's absolutely amazing. Yeah. Share far and wide, man. We really appreciate your love, your support. We are blessed. I've got this connected to my profile, so it's on there. And so guys, big love. This is Barrett, yeah. What country are you from, brother?
Well, originally I was born in Cyprus, but I'm currently based in Bulgaria. So it's yeah. But you know, it's interesting. But you know, when we remove the division that we're all in, we're all living on planet Earth, and you know, that's a high frequency when you can remove that. And when people say, what religion are you? Just love. We don't need to create too many labels, because that creates the separateness, you know. If you're going to celebrate in that one divine ocean that we're all brothers and sisters, because you know our non-biological parents, you know, is Mother Earth, Gaia. So the more connected we are. But you guys are, and I'm pretty sure you are, reference to grounding yourself, you know, walking barefoot and stuff like that. How important is that, connecting to nature power and stuff like that? Do you feel that also a very powerful foundation? And are you guys, you know, living up to that a little bit from time to time? Or
Yeah,
would you like...
I've had phases when I've just been barefoot mad. Like I used to help out my uncle's campsite. I used to run around that campsite barefooted, man. People would be like, what the heck? But yeah, connecting like that, I am a fan of that. Any chance I get, I whip the socks off, boom, get grounded. That's something I was choosing before this call to be grounded. But yeah, I love all that stuff. That's it, connected to Earth. And then I was saying, nature wasn't something I appreciated growing up. Like, but as I'm getting older, you know, more and more connected, you more and more feel it and appreciate it. And I'm grateful for, do you know what I mean? For nature, man, and like being able to just go into the woods, you know, and be there. And like, I'm just learning more and more and realizing more and more, like how energizing and rejuvenating. And I've just been on a retreat this weekend. It's been in nature.
Nice.
It's been up at my uncle's campsite, and that's it, round the fires, singing, chilling, yoga, dancing, laughing, coming together, meeting new people, creating bonds, connection, being present there in the now, you know, and like,
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, bro. I mean, what would you think is a huge ultimate game changer in that? Because one of the several reasons why I set up this platform is to bring beautiful souls like yourselves together as well, and to create this powerful frequency of asking powerful questions. And for me, the biggest question we could present is to know the essence of your own spiritual journey. If you are hand on heart, be in a position to understand your own essence, that is a huge changer. Do you feel? I mean, do you understand?
I've learned recently to try not understand it, because that's the head trying to get it. Do you know? The head wants to understand. So like, and that's a pattern of mine that I've been made aware of, like that I can go from my heart into my head. So it's about staying in my heart for me. And like, so sometimes like the less I understand, the better. But yeah, definitely, I'd say I'm getting it more and more all the time, getting it more and more. It's getting clearer and clearer, realizing more and more. And yeah, like, say I'm really pissed off or someone's getting me down or I'm just stuck in a slump. Yeah. The things I'll do is, and I could just say, oh, I just put the binaural beats on. Yeah, I can do that. That's cool. Yeah. But I'm talking about before even I came across this, I came across some fire, ways to, because anytime we try to change, it's like the dysfunctional identity doesn't want to change. So it brings up resistance. So like, that's normal. But like, so we can, I'm going to try stop saying, but like, oh my God. So yeah, things like, say I've got a really bad toothache, I'll do tapping on it. Yeah, EFT tapping. So if you don't know what that is, you're just tapping on it. It's like, yeah, although I've got a toothache and it's really, really killing me, I love and accept myself 100%. So that's the first tapping point there. Then there, yeah, between your eyes, I love and accept myself 100%. Yeah, even though I got a toothache, I love and accept myself 100%. Even though I feel like absolute shit, I love and accept myself 100%. Yeah, whatever you're feeling, it's not like you're saying, you can be just blatant with it, yeah? And then you go under there, I love and accept myself 100%, and boom, 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 yeah, under there, collarbone, under the arm, few taps, oh yeah, on top of the head, man, and like, this unlocks shit, this unlocks this trapped energy, release the peace, okay? Then also, yeah, cold water, that's a standard for me now, cold showers, yeah, breath work. Also, Yoqi, YOQI. Search that on YouTube. Anytime I'm feeling slumpy, that's gentle, that's easy, that's going to get you back into flow. Sometimes we just get stuck in these states, yeah? This is going to get you, from just doing that, I can just feel the energy, yeah? So the point is, the more you're doing it, and this is it. And then sometimes it's just allowing it. Do you know what I mean? Whatever we're feeling, yeah? Accepting it, allowing it, acknowledging it, loving it, not pushing it away, right? And then whatever you wanting is like the beginning. You don't want to constantly want, because then it's just going to be, so then you go to becoming it, being it, seeing it, and then you give yourself, you choose it, yeah? But then you also give yourself permission, yeah? Do you give yourself permission for that? Give yourself permission. Yeah, I give myself permission. Yeah. You're multidimensional. All right. Be unconventional. Exceptionally exquisite. Let's put the truth onto the table. We are able. They're unstable. We're going to put them back into the cradle. Guys, you are powerful, powerful creators. Ask yourself in your heart, what would I really, really, really love to create? A beautiful choice, my friend Craig says. Yeah. I choose to live the desires of my heart. Go into that choice for a moment. See what pops at you like popcorn. Yeah? Because this is your heart talking. And this is the way out. Woo! It's the way out. It's the way in, baby.
It's beautiful. But you know what? It's actually really quite a simple question, but yet also a very complicated question. You know, most people have never ever asked themselves what they truly, truly desire. There's a lot of things that they think they want, but they're not true choices, right? And it's down to this deep kind of like conditioning and programming that we've been given to accept that we have to live in a world which is imperfect, right? And far from it, and that it's impossible to have a kind of heaven on earth scenario, you know, because a heaven on earth scenario isn't just for self, right? It's for everyone. You can't have a heaven on earth scenario. You can put yourself into a state of being where you're kind of in that heaven, and people do all the time, right? You know, and it is part of that. But subconsciously, you're then becoming out of that subconscious and conscious of other things that are going on where other people aren't experiencing it, and that brings you out of that very quickly. So, in order to have and achieve like the heaven on earth scenario, which is true and for everyone, is for everyone to be able to experience it. And this is where we are now with everything that's going on, which seems so shite, you know, and seems like the world is coming to an end, is that we're actually in this major point of creation of something beautiful and new. Yeah. And this is where we're shifting everyone into this new realm. And it is absolutely possible. And what we're talking about here and the things we're discussing with raising your vibration, whether it's through doing like the showers and the breathing techniques, you know, having the Solex technology, right? These are instruments to help as many people as possible learn about them, discover them, and experience them to raise their vibration. So very quickly, this limiting beliefs that we have of not being able to have the heaven on earth scenario for everyone will quickly break down, because the truth is that the people truly do have the power, right, to create that. And it does come through unity, but that unity must come through harmony, you know, harmonics, you know, the balance, you know, and people being unified and wanting to see everyone happy, not just be focusing on self. And so that's where things are starting to shift now. And you know, we've got actually GPMS World, which is something else that I'm involved in, which is actually bringing everyone together on the platform, you know, worldwide. And it's happening right now all over the world to create a new world where basically we won't have to worry about the bankers and the corporations running things, because they won't be. Because once the people come together in that fashion, then we truly can create the heaven on earth scenario, and that's occurring. So it's a beautiful thing, and it's people are going through layers of consciousness where, again, you can start to imagine this new world and this beautiful world. How would it look like? But then, of course, you then get stuck on, oh, but how does that work, and how is that going to work? Because of the programming, because of the conditioning.
And that's why I'd like to say focusing on the how will almost guarantee you failure. So focus on the wow. The wow. Yeah. The how will present itself in the perfect time.
And
that's what got me stuck a long time. I always figure out the how, and then I got that concept drilled into my head. Focusing on the how will almost guarantee you failure. The how will present itself in the perfect time. Woo!
You're basically visualization. So you're creating that, because on reflection, it's what's projecting out. So what's happening inside of you is what's coming out. So if you can visualize and bring,
you conceive
and
it,
harmonize,
you believe it, conceive it, believe it, receive it. Yeah, conceive it. Yeah, you gotta believe level 10. All right,
it's got to be.
So you want to find the dream, the manifestation. It's got to be in a sweet spot. The sweet spot means it feels good. Yeah. Say you want to like, say you want to make like £1 million. Yeah. Like that you might not believe it. Level 10 out of 10. All right. So you build up slowly. Okay. Right. Let's get £1,000. Yeah. Boom. And then you're building it up. And when you achieve that, it increases your belief, which increases your confidence, so then you can dream bigger dreams. All right. So then, so that's it. So what do you want to achieve? Yeah, write it down. You can scale it from 1 to 10. The 10 being like, I really, really believe this. Go smash them out. They'll give you more confidence to be able to go do your bigger ones. Yeah. So it's finding the dream in the sweet spot. But then also, I'd like to just top off the in Gene Keys, it talks about how pretty much all desires actually entrap us. But there's one that doesn't. I'm glad to share with you. And that is the desire to remember who you truly are.
100%.
That's the ultimate. Remembering. We're not actually learning.
Like, remembering. Thank you.
It's like.
Go on, Marat, sorry, bro.
I was just gonna say you kind of like down. You're matching that frequency, and so you have
resonance, law of resonance. So it's the law of attraction. So it's like, I look at this phone here, right? And most people, it's like, well, I can't see that happening because they can't see it on the screen. This is a tiny fraction. All of them, everything's out here. So once we tune in our frequency to that, be that, we're not asking for it. We're not needing it. We are it. We're thanking as if it's already got it. And we're there already as if we've got it. And then it can come out of nowhere, and then it comes into our range. Oh, we can see it now, but people want to see it here, but the magic is go as far as you can see, and then you'll be able to see a little bit further. People try to eat the elephant in one bite. You eat the elephant one bite at a time, baby, and I'm vegetarian.
I mean, Donovan, sorry.
So I was just going to say, I mean, the key thing is, though, it is like literally, I mean, my journey in terms of my awakening process has been going on for most of us, actually. When you start to get to a certain point in your awakening process, you can actually look back at your journey and realize, oh my gosh, my journey was going back then or even before then, because you weren't aware of it, obviously, until you become aware of it, right? But actually along the way, you're having many experiences that you then do look back on. But one of the key things that you come to the conclusion of is actually with the unity. I mean, actually as you're going through that awakening process and you are opening, your consciousness is opening up to all of these amazing possibilities, and you're actually embodying them and being excited by what's to come, right? You get to that point, you're not in fear mode, you're in love, because you know that the heaven on earth scenario is coming, right? But you're then, that really, really becomes powerful as you're aligning with other people that are at that same stage, or maybe they're slightly beyond you in terms of where they are in the consciousness and their awakening process. But they've got to that point where they're embodying the future of where we're going and how beautiful it's going to be. And when you actually meet others like that, and you're engaging in conversation and sharing your imagination, both of you or the group that you're having this communication with about the future, together you're co-creating in that moment with your imagination, and it becomes stronger and it becomes more powerful. And that's why the unity is so key, because when it comes to inventing anything or creating anything, it starts with an idea and it starts with imagination. Now, of course, when we're creating the heaven on earth scenario, of course, that's huge because it has to include everyone, right? But that's why coming together in unity with the other ones that are already starting to get to that part of their journey, you are actually then more quickly co-creating that actual reality. And then it oozes out of you. You're meeting other people, you're making more connections, more people are aligned with the same. And that is how we actually create. And again, coming back to not worrying about the how-to, right? You don't worry about the how-to, because when you invent anything or you start any company even, you don't let the problems stop you from starting a company. I mean, some people do and they never start a company for that reason, right? So you don't worry about that. Yes, there's always things that come up in the consciousness, question marks, or how am I going to do this? But you actually find the solutions. You never have a problem you can't overcome until you start the journey. So therefore, you've got to start the journey, and that's what we're doing. So we can't come together.
We're on the journey. We're on the journey. We can't even go off the journey. Like, even when we're off the journey, it's just helping us get clearer on where we don't want to go, so we can get clear on where we do. Yeah, and the focus, Neo. Yeah, it's the focus. This is a super beam. You can even take anger. Yeah, you can take rage. Yeah, I used to think these were bad emotions. Yes, I used to be like, nah. Guess what? What's he saying? Star Wars, when he gets angry, he says, "I like you. You get focused. Yeah, you get more focused when you get angry. Okay." And the thing is, most people, we can get stuck. Myself talking as well, included. When we get pissed off, keep thinking about what we're pissed off about, round and round the merry-go-round. Yeah, if you can take that laser beam focus, yeah, of anger and rage, and project it, yeah, to something you'd love to create, something you'd love, do you know what I mean? Something you want, visualizing that, you're taking that beam, that powerful energy, and you're transmuting it into beauty, and like, yeah, that's a way to increase it. Like, that's another way to magnify and amplify. But you're literally, our brain, our hearts, so like, I was talking to someone talking about the heart math, every beat, every pulse is rippling out through the cosmos and back. The brain, like, it's not just this little flipping thing, right? This is some powerful next level super computer, yeah. And yeah, we're multidimensional. So yeah, man, like, and that's it. Just take that breath. It can be as simple as just taking that breath, following that breath.
And you guys, I mean, what do you understand about the natural law of things? Because obviously we were kind of like, I mean, there's a lot of stories out there, so we have to be careful not to buy into that, fictional characters that have been created. But in terms of understanding the raw essence of what is natural law, because if you're going against it, that's what's creating all the blockages. I understand, and and it gets repressed, and the name of the game is to release, and so to become more conscious, aware what is natural law, and compare that to what we were surrounded by and how to release it. Do you feel that, you know, I can taste it right now, reference to the phenomenal changes that are happening. Do you feel that there'll be a few out there that won't take it very kindly once they really connect to the ultimate truth of how a lot of people have been betrayed? I mean, obviously, you know, one of the several things that I'm doing, and I'm sure we're all on the same page, is to neutralize and harmonize that so that people don't lash out. Because when people understand the truth of what's been going on, you know, how much of that, you know, is real, and how much is, you know, everybody's.
I see it as a movie. It's all a movie. They're all characters. Even the people that pisses off the most, like, they're doing us a favor. If Bill Gates didn't push it as hard as he did, we wouldn't have come together. Just to drop keyword in. Point is, like, these can bring out, do you know what I mean, our best. It's all just a movie. Not to take it too seriously, man. Like, that's another thing that I can do. I can get too serious. Yeah, too delirious and furious. But now I just get curious and realize, yeah, it's a dream, man. Row your boat. So it's like we're gonna wake up. Well, oh my god, I was taking that a bit too seriously. It was about fun. It was about love. It was about connection. Yeah, it was about remembering who we are. And yeah, obviously, like, when you find out you've been lied to, yeah, you're gonna go through that process. But it's a great way to practice forgiveness, you know.
100%. I mean,
but obviously, they're obviously ridiculously next level. Do you know what I mean?
It is a process. It is a process. Like, you know, it's like growing up. So everybody's going to go through that angry, you know, adolescent stage, right? In this process where, you know, they're going to get hit hard by having a bit of a rude awakening, because we're talking about, especially those that have been resisting the awakening process within themselves. They're trying to hold on to the lie, the deception, because they think that is going to serve them more than actually the truth of just letting that go and actually opening up to what's really coming and what's beautiful. And so they will experience more resistance or more friction by having a bit of a reawakening, and that process will be painful, and it will cause some anger for sure in many people. But it's kind of happening in a kind of divine way where, you know, people are going through that stage, but then they're also very quickly shift and see that, okay, well, this is a good thing actually, because now I can see that there's something beautiful that's coming in. And that's why things like GPMS, which is rapidly growing around the world with its unity and its visible unity, can help, you know, manage that, you know, that part of the process. Because I think that, and I think you'll find that the biggest growth in numbers, or that biggest impact to people, like a large number of people will have a rude awakening, and it will be at that point that the numbers will be quite substantial within GPMS. So they'll quickly be able to see, oh well, GPMS is there, and a lot of people have already agreed to it, and they're creating this new reality, and it's the people that are doing it, and that's
so just the people that don't know what GPMS is, you want to just sum that up for us quickly?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So GPMS.world is basically, it's a number of things. It's firstly a platform that's collecting the worldwide agreements from all people worldwide to make a pledge and a decree that we are sovereign, that we are free, that we're all equal, that no one has authority over anyone else, but we actually, as the people, individually have the highest authority over any government, any institution. And we're choosing a new world with a divine law, a simplified law, which is do no harm. And that truly protects all people. But it also gives you absolute freedom, because within the pledge and within the decree, all of the freedoms are stated, which you're agreeing to. You're giving your consent, which is being logged visibly through the site, which states that you're free to express yourself in any way you wish, provided you don't do any harm, freedom to travel, freedom to love, freedom to have sustenance, freedom to have comfort, joy. All of these freedoms are absolute. They're concrete. They can't be given by a government. They can't be taken away, right? They are God-given. We were born with them. But the system has tricked us to believe that we're not entitled to them, that they're our parent and they tell us what to do. So what we're doing is people are adding their agreements around the world. They're spreading the word of this. And we've got a plan which actually helps shift the consciousness to show that it's not just a fairy, like a hairy fairy idea, that actually by creating a unity worldwide like this, where we don't need to be governed by a centralized government, we self-govern ourselves. Yeah, sure, we'll have organization, we'll have structure, we'll have committees, right, of higher conscious people that live in their heart space, that just care, right, that might help organize certain things that will be organized in the future. But we ultimately come together to create a new monetary system, which is in the hands of the people, and this simplified law, which obviously allows it to be done lawfully, right, by the agreement of the people. So this is democracy, because we have a voting system essentially in this, which basically means once we get to the majority of people worldwide having agreed to it, it's done. No government, no institution, no corporation can be in opposition to it, because we're creating a absolutely harmonious, balanced world, which is truly a free world, one where that money is no longer a thing anymore, ultimately, because we'll be able to have everything free. And in the plan, it explains that the reason we'll have everything free is because that everything on this planet, the entire infrastructure of the planet, is owned by us, the people, already. We all own it because our ancestors have paid taxes and built the infrastructure. We've been paying taxes. So we're all shareholders of it equally, although we're not told that. And so we have a rightful ownership of that, but we don't get the dividends that we should do currently, right? And so this is where we can actually have a much more simpler, easygoing life where we don't have to work 40, 50, 60 hours a week to actually have all of the essential things that we need. But we can have a heaven on earth scenario, like an infrastructure that is just beyond your imagination, that is created because people are happy to chip in a few hours a month each. Billions of more people are doing it. And so we've got more than enough resources to do that. And there won't be any restriction on technology, any funding for technology, no suppressing of technology. So it means that we can advance humanity forward so quickly and easily and rapidly, because all of that just dissipates and it's nothing. So that's how
clean water, clean food,
100%.
Nutritious food, real food. Like,
Yeah.
but then also, just like to on that point, all this stuff going on, like whatever in the skies and food and all this stuff. This is also an amazing way to realize how powerful you are, because this is the shit they got to do. They got to jab you $1 billion when you flipping landing here. I mean, flipping, they're bombarding them poor little babies, yeah? Do you know what I mean? Jabbing them up, yeah? And it's bang out of order, right? Proper destabilizing their natural flipping essence. Anyway, point is, they got to do this, yeah? Because our natural state is like a football on the water. Peace, harmony, love, connected. But they got to do all this shit to push you down. But when that rude awakening happens, my brother and sisters, pop goes the weasel. They ain't no way you going back under, baby. Woo!
Woo! And we don't need to actually be angry with this, because we've got them. The tables are turned on the darkness, on these evil people. There's nothing that they can do to try and stop us now, because the plan is there. The people are gathering united. It's all visible, like the total by country worldwide is there. That it's all authenticated. It's no taking of personal information, but it's being documented. I mean, we're doing webinars with people all over the world, with India, with Thailand, with the Philippines. They're doing events. We're going to be doing events here. In the UK, there's only about 800 people currently that have given their agreement, because there's a lot of people that are still in their journey where they're hoping and waiting for someone to maybe step up in government that might somehow make the current system better and good, but it's never going to be as good as it could be. And as we're co-creating this new world together, and the shift in a consciousness is happening for a reason, we are here in this space and time to do it. That's why we are here to do it, actually.
It's coming through us. It's coming through us. We just got to get out of our own way and let it come through us. Yeah. And like, we think we want this, we want that. Yeah. This is nothing compared to what's possible. Yeah. So just open yourself up, mate, to the field, to God, to love, to consciousness. Yeah. Open yourself up, man, and say, yo, how can I best serve, in shifting myself to be the best I can be, to be the best we can be in this world, because this is beautiful, man. And we're here co-creating, and like that's it. The awakening is happening anyway, and like, if they weren't there, like, we probably wouldn't be pushed to this, you know.
Oh no.
So, but
100%.
also remembering there is no they. Yeah, how do you treat the others? There are no others. It's all a reflection, projection. Anyway, man, we're just fucking talking to ourselves.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is the thing. So once the vibration of everyone rises up enough, and that happens, obviously, like there's a massive shift that occurs, just like with group meditation. When you've got enough people actually meditating together, it's proven scientifically that it has an impact, right? And so, you know, this means that the lower vibrations just have no space to exist in the higher vibration reality that's created by the people once the vibration's raised enough, right? So we don't need to worry about even what happens to them. Like a lot of people be like, oh, what's going to happen to like, Bill Gates and, you know, all of these like evil players that we see, right? But ultimately, we don't even need to worry about that, because they're literally not going to probably even be in existence at that point. But
well, that level keeps on playing out, doesn't it? That level keeps on playing out, but we're shifting. Do you know, we're shifting like through the states of consciousness, like 3D, like lower 4D. That's where the shit is. You go beyond that, baby. Like that's it. Lower fourth, like you go beyond that. And we're going from box to boxless. We don't want to go from one box to the other. But you look at the UK police symbol, yeah, it's a box in a box. That's what they got to do. They got to keep you in a box. They don't give a fuck what box it is, yeah. But we're going boxless, and that's into the heart, yeah, infinite.
Yeah, because once you hit that 5D level, we're talking about telepathy here a little bit, aren't we? You know, where you can read thoughts, you can read people's intentions. Yeah, we're already
natural abilities.
We're already doing it. I mean, this is where again people are taught not taught, you know, anything about this, and everything is to do with consciousness. Everything's to do with energy, vibration, and frequency. And so everyone practically, must be everyone has experienced that, where they've thought of their friend and then the phone's rang and it's their friend, you know, and that's through vibration and frequency. But it's just, again, you know, this is where we are, you know, going to be able to actually access this ability that we couldn't do before. And you know, what's interesting is that we imagine ourselves always in exactly the same kind of dimension and timeline, right? But we are multi-dimensional beings, and we're moving. Everything is moving, everything's vibrating constantly, and so we are time traveling between dimensions. You know, we can say we're doing that definitely when we're dreaming, right? But you know, actually, when we wake up, what makes you think that you're in exactly the same timeline of reality when you went to sleep? Well, nothing can prove that you were. You know, there could be subtle shifts and what have you. When there's a big, you know, flashpoint in shift, then all of your memories that you had from the past, actually, a lot of those will dissipate. This is why we can't remember a lot of our past, because actually a lot of our past doesn't exist in the timeline that we're currently conscious in, you know.
And this is the big thing. This is a big thing here. Yeah, past. We live in the past. Yeah, you could have the past and the now as your set points, or you can create your future. What do you love? What would you love to create? Have that as your set point. Come back to where you are. All right, what's in between that now? Oh well, I don't know about this. Don't know about that. Okay, let your heart, let your energy embody that resistance. Yeah, because that's how flipping powerful you are. And then to say what's an action I can take right now? Do you know what I mean, it's going to move me toward that. And you step into that flipping power, man. You flipping got this, you power stations.
Yeah, no, I mean it's powerful stuff. I mean, the thing that I most value and respect the global people's monetary system is the simplified divine law, because it's about simplifying everything. And if it's not simple, move on. I think that's the goal.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, and reference to this word guardianship, because that's a 5D thing, isn't it? Not having the rights to own land, and because it's for the people.
We've never owned anything though, Barrett. We've never.
I know. I know, but
this is the illusion. It's all on paper, right?
Absolutely. But, yeah, it's a mind twisting. Do you feel that I mean, I'm not energizing this or magnetizing it, but reference to people feeling like, you know, there were mind control systems. Because
flipping it, that shit's going down, people, man. MK Ultra, baby, like this shit's real, man. They've admitted to it now. But this is it. But they're using them techniques and tactics on the people, man. This is a psychological war, man. The flipping World War III is a psychological war, yeah? Hitting us with situations, constantly bombarding us left, right, center, so we lose focus, lose balance, lose harmony, lose connection, easily controlled, easily manipulated, down the path, yeah? But we ain't letting that happen, yeah?
It's just like all the other movies. Zoolander wasn't a film; it was a documentary. MK Ultra, you know.
Wow. Manchurian
like,
Candidate.
Yeah.
Candidate.
Yeah. So
You know,
That's a
Yeah.
remake. Like, this shit's going down. Like, they'll put it in your face. They've got to put it in your face. That's part of the flipping. That's part of how the powers that be do their shit. Like, they've got to put it in plain sight.
Yeah, but with the simplified law, you know, the divine law of like do no harm, a lot of people struggle to get their head around that because they think, oh well, that sounds, you know, sounds great, but I can't see it happening. There's so many evil people in the world and all the rest of it, right? But, sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say, forgive me, but it begins with self first, because do no harm, because everything is reflecting through you. How evasive you are to the environment is how you're treating yourself. So if you're
Thank you. That's it. Like, all the hate that we're projecting at these people is only self-hatred we've got for ourselves, sadly. So this gives us an opportunity to take that hate, you know what I mean, and acknowledge it, welcome it, honor it, love it, give it a cuddle, and release with love what is no longer helpful. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing. It's like, you know, the truth is that even the most evil people in the world are not evil probably anywhere near as much as they're good. You know, if they were, they wouldn't be able to exist. They wouldn't be able to.
And it's individuals as well. It's when the individuals, the cool people, it's when they get together, do you know, like, and they're sorting out the shareholders. Do you know what I mean? It's just like they become like the beast, the mastermind. If it's not harmonized with love and peace, it will be a destructive mastermind. Yeah. There's a mastermind right now between us guys, everyone watching. We've created his own mastermind that we're all tapping into, but we're in peace. We've got love, compassion in our hearts. So it's going to be tranquility that flipping emanates from this. Yeah. But that's it. And like I say, imagine it's a film, man, you know, and it's like they're just actors playing a role. Yeah. Like we can learn more from the bullshit than the good shit. Yeah, there's more blessings in the bullshit, more blessings in the pain. You go into that pain, yeah. There's blessings in there. There's gold in there. It's digging for the gold. People are digging. They get so focused on the bullshit. Keep digging. You get the gold. There's gold in it all, man.
Yeah, well, this is where people have been tricked, though, haven't they? Because I mean, everyone is the main character of the movie. We're all our own center of the universe.
Truman, Denovan Truman as well. That's your name.
That is, and you know, but this is the truth for everyone. Everyone is the main character. They're the center of the universe. They're center of their own perspective, which is, you know, everything else is external to self. You know, from, you know, everyone else's point of view, but we're our center, right? And so this is where our intrinsic value is infinite, because we are the center of the universe. But people are walking around thinking they're not. People are walking around thinking that they're meaningful. No meaning, that they're nothing.
Like the droplet in the ocean, and that's it. We've been encouraged to think small me, big universe. Do you know what I mean? But not to realize and to remember. Do you know what I mean? You are the universe. Yeah, you know I mean, there is no separation between you and it all. You're connected to it all. You know what I mean? You're God playing hide and seek with himself.
Yeah, but this again is all like crescendo, right? In the last 100 years, with the use of radio, with television. Again, using frequency technology as part of the hypnosis, because of course they're then using it, and even before that with advertising, you know, putting into the consciousness what the ideal is, and then if you don't fit that kind of ideal picture which they're painting you should be, then of course you're losing your power, you're being disempowered individually, right? But the truth is that the beauty's always been from within, right? And we always need to appreciate every single one for their uniqueness. And okay, there's lots of stuff going on at the moment that we see going on, which is absolutely mental, right? I won't go into the subject of what that is. People can probably figure it out. But essentially, people are free to believe what they wish to believe as long as they don't do harm to anyone else. And just because they believe what they believe doesn't mean that anyone else should believe it either. But of course, where we are becoming aligned is actually seeing the truth of the reality and what we really are and what the higher truth is. So our truth is changing, and that's why we shouldn't get too hung up on what our truth is, because it might be true to us today, but it doesn't mean it's going to be true to us tomorrow, because the consciousness is shifting and we're becoming more, our perception, our perspective is growing, and with that our truth changes. So and again, dimensionally, again, what's true can be moving in terms of the truth because we're changing the dimension that we're in, and the truth is different in that dimension. And again, it comes to, again, the awakening process.
I mean, do you both feel intuitively that there will be some kind of collapse before something else kicks in? Or do you feel that what's kicking in will harmonize, neutralize it, so that people don't need to? Because I think if people are attached to the illusion, they're the ones that are going to struggle to let go, because you got to detach yourself from, pardon the expression, the bullshit. So if you're sort of stuck in the mud, it's very difficult to.
So I would say this, that if we look at everything that we're shown on TV, everything that's portrayed through mainstream and everything else, it's all based on fear. And of course, on the alternative news, which of course may be putting truth out there and vastly again helping with the awakening process, there's still very much a lot of fear-based information that's coming through. And so, of course, this is driving people in their consciousness to be thinking, well, there has to be a complete destruction of what we've known before the new is completely created. But that actually creates fear in the individual and resistance, right, in more people to actually make, just to let go of what we've had and then just create the new. The truth is that actually this is where, again, we've got something that's happening right now with GPMS that is visible, that's growing rapidly. And the more people that just let go of the old and just join it and agree to it, it just grows exponentially, and it happens instantly. Like, we can create instantly a world within a month where nobody has to be in lack. In fact, we could do that within a week. If the government was
overnight, we can change the world overnight just by doing what is truly right. Not what's right for us in the moment, but right for everyone overall.
Yeah, 100%. There's all of the systems that are in place, all of the distribution channels for money and everything else. We've got now people going into the villages of Africa and Asia, talking about GPMS, even in orphanages and stuff like that, right? So we've got people who will act as guardians to reach those people in those areas. So let's just say everything did crash, the whole banking system crashed tomorrow. Everyone would quickly hear GPMS, because they would say GPMS has been going, look, there's loads of people that have agreed to it. This is creating a new monetary system, a new law, and they're going to give people money and create instant comfort. Upon that, you would have all of the people gathering very quickly who would be in the positions to actually organize through the distribution channels that already exist, the money to go out to the people, the cars to go out to people. But everybody would come in, where you get that unity where people want to help each other out, all of a sudden would happen. Like, you've got all of the farmers already producing food. They would just obviously say, well, don't worry about going and get it from the supermarket. We'll just come to the farm.
We're just changing the seeds, man. We're just changing the seeds. So that the nurses and doctors, they'll just shift, and instead of giving out drugs, they'll be just, giving out frequencies and alternative, things without side effects, because everything's topsy-turvy, innit? So health isn't about health, it's about wealth. Yeah, universities are destroying knowledge. Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's all topsy-turvy, so we're just rearranging it. It would be nice to have like a smooth transition, but in the meantime, it's just focusing on what we're creating, not really giving that any attention. Focusing on what we're creating, building that together, envisioning, believing, taking action together. But like, just literally, we could just sit here and we could just transmit it, man. Yeah, like some of that was took out of the book Think and Grow Rich. Yeah, was Henry Ford didn't want it in there, and it was that 14 seconds of focus 4 is equivalent to 2,000 hours of physical activity.
Wow.
Yeah, right. So, like, obviously, Henry Ford, he had a factory. If people realize that, they're not going to just do all this physical labor. They're going to think and grow rich, not work hard and grow rich. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But then you take it to 28 seconds and it times us by tenfold.
Yeah.
So you got 20,000 hours of physical activity. So you're thinking of whatever. That's you're transmitting that. Do you know what I mean? And then 68 seconds, yeah. If you're wanting to manifest something, that's the sweet spot. So if you could just focus on something you're choosing to create, for 68 seconds, really in that feeling, that's a magical number. But
It is.
this is it. The power of the thoughts, the power of the thinking. This is what's tuning us in. This is what's tuning our frequency in. Go on, Barrett.
I was going to say it's like a trinity as well. When because 1 + 1 = 3, and it's coming together and holding that space, and creating that open source. And do you both feel that there is a critical mass percentage, for the collective, or
Yeah,
do you think?
well, I think it's 10-15%. Yeah, 100th monkey syndrome. So they found out that monkeys isolated on an island from everywhere else, they learned something new, like how to open a box or something, and then spontaneously around the world, the other monkeys instantaneously, intuitively knew it. And this is it, because we tuned into the collective consciousness. We got that as a human species. So yeah, as it gets to that number, boom. Do you know what I mean? And this is the heart activation. This is a heart awakening. Yeah, we're remembering who we are, like stepping into our heart. Do you know what I mean? Taking that journey from head to heart, and together we're supporting each other, loving each other throughout it. There's going to be ups, downs, round and rounds. This isn't just a fairy tale in the park, yeah. Like a lot of shit's going to unravel, but it's all to turn you into the warrior that you came here to be.
Well, we've already seen in GPMS, like in Thailand, where there's about 18,000 agreements there. Like they were the one that kind of drove the biggest growth there, right? And we already saw a shift in consciousness that occurred where, because they had made a sufficient network across the different districts of Thailand, they were actually having people already coming together and actually helping people with food and stuff like that. It was already occurring, just something like 0.025% of the population. So yeah, when it gets to like 10%, 15%, there'll be this massive shift. I see that occurring, and it could literally just be like we wake up and we're like, oh wow, like the past was just a dream. It's almost we've shifted into that dimension where it almost seems like absolutely normal that we're in this like completely different reality.
It was all a dream. We used to read Word Up magazine. Exactly, right? This is it. We're creating it. We're creators, all right? We're going to focus on the past. We can keep repeating that shit forever if you want to, yeah? But we can go up, do you know what I mean? And you're going to keep revisiting this shit. You're like, what the heck's going on? But you're raising your awareness. You're going within your...
Yeah. That's powerful. I was going to say, bro, I mean, the true, currency, I mean, I've been using this for quite a while now, it's been a bit of a challenge to get out the rat race mentality, but because as saying, I love saying this, if you win the rat race, you're still a rat. So you got to come out that rat race mentality. It's kindness. It's like, how are you? What is your intention? So when you are collaborating, when you're in the community, and
Sorry, I just missed the last 30 seconds. No,
it's just like the real currency is spiritual merit. It's the unconditional love that you give out, because like that is so powerful, because like you're not doing it for profit, you're not doing it for reward. It's like it comes back to you tenfold. And when you practice that diligently every day of your life, you're not operating from scarcity.
Thank you, because that's it. When we don't think we've got to give, we're limited.
I've never chased money. Yeah, I respect money, but I don't worship money. There's a huge difference between the two, so it's like, are you a value builder? Are you a value destroyer? Are you into competition? Am I competing with my brothers and sisters?
No, we're complementing that. We're cooperating.
Yeah.
This is the shift.
Are you a creator or aren't you? I mean, this is the thing. It's the very fundamental question, isn't it? Are you or are
even when you're not creating, you're creating. Even when you think you're not creating, you're creating. You're creating, not creating. But you're still creating.
And let's face it, like people do good gestures and help each other all the time, and they're not paid for it. So obviously, there's absolutely no reason why anyone should have the mindset which we can understand they do because they've been, conditioning and programming. But actually, the mindset does not need to be one where you think that you need to receive money to do good things for people, because it happens all the time when that's not true, right? So obviously, where we just shift away into a world where actually, we chip in and we do a little bit. We choose to do that because we see the fulfillment of every single one else when they're not enslaved by a system that's forcing them to do a job they hate for 40, 50, 60 hours a week. And we have the freedom to travel. We have the freedom to create the most beautiful environment and actually untap all of the technology that was impossible to do in the system because of conflicts of interest. I said years and years and years ago to my family, what we could build like Eden projects in the desert. Yeah. We could create, easily. Of course, you can change seawater into drinkable water. The reason why it doesn't happen is because there's restrictions on funding. Why? Because there's not enough profit to be made, and also because they want to create the harm. We're saying they again, but that's what is going to just completely not exist anymore. And the only thing that stops that is just people's resistance and reluctance to actually just let go of the old. Let go of the old, embrace the new, and it happens just like that. And they're just a few and they're gone, right? That's the way.
That's it. But what about everyone that we're hating? What if that's just part of our own painting? And realize like that's the love. That's like just a part of us that's feeling unloved.
Yeah. Well, that's why the people that do bad things do what they do is just.
Well, that's it. It's trauma, isn't it? It's all trauma, man.
It is.
Trauma.
Victim. And the thing is, like, from my perspective as well, if I may, is like how you treat people is how you want to be treated. So it's a mirror effect because, like, you do you know what I mean? It's like
that's the gold. That's one of the golden rules in Think and Grow Rich, and then it goes like even further, like how you think about others. Do you know? Like, do you know what I mean? And like that's it. But that's definitely
in an ideal world, we shouldn't see, pardon the expression, shit in people. I mean, I see God and goddesses. That ultimately, that's how we should, because that is what's happening inside of you. So really, things are like a mirror. When you let go of everything, all the traumas and things like that, what do you see? Let me try. My take on enlightenment is when you're on uncharted territory, a place you've never been, obviously, before, and you lock eyes with a stranger, what do you see? I see myself. Fundamentally, that is. And how do you treat your fellow brother and sister? Well, what's going on inside of you? The cells in your body. How do you bring them into union? And that's the ultimate, because that's the ultimate signature. That's the ultimate marker, the impression that you will activate in so many ways. And that is, for me personally, and I think we're all in agreement, is what raises the highest frequency, is the all-knowing and understanding. And like you said earlier, brothers, it's like you're operating from the heart, and that's the name of the game. Yep. I was going to say we just passed the hour and 22, but we're still going. I mean, I'm just saying, do you want to wrap it out slowly, or do you want to continue a little bit longer? How do we feel?
I got time. I'm in my heart space right now. I feel good.
Okay. Yeah, I've got time. Yeah.
A little bit longer.
We'll try not going for 10 hours.
Yeah.
No.
I'll probably be all right for about half an hour, and then
okay.
But yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, something that I had that had occurred to me, and I'll try and recall it if I can, because it's been a while since I went over it. But by our nature, like we're not taught that we are these beings that are energetic beings that have intuition. We're not taught about intuition. We're not taught about having these 6th and 7th and 8th senses that we do have, right?
Multisensory. That's the shift.
And we're conditioned to believe that the world is harsh and that people are harsh in this world. And so imagine now that, and this is occurring, of course, as the awakening process is occurring, and children are actually, a lot of them advancing beyond their parents and their awakening process because of the access of information and just,
they're coming ready on it, aren't they?
A lot of them, yeah, for sure. But like basically imagine now that they're the children obviously are fully aware of this at a young age. They're educated. So when they're seeing someone else in the street, we see this with children, how they can just go up to another child and start talking to them like they've known them for ages anyway. We see that all the time, right? But even when they're older than that, when they're 7 and when they're 8, that's normally when that kind of behavior becomes less common, right? Because they're normally like, oh, well, what are they going to be like, or what have you. But imagine if everyone's taught that actually everyone is divine, everyone's unique, everyone's beautiful. They are your brothers and sisters. You love them dearly, even if you've never laid eyes on them before now, right? But when you see someone and you make eye contact with them in the street, then you should be absolutely so grateful to make that connection with them. And you tell them that, and you go over there and you give them a hug and say, oh, sister, beautiful to meet you. I'm so delighted. Right.
That's taking it another step, I don't normally go that far sometimes, but I like that then.
No, check this out. I'm telling you now, that would instantly resolve, a huge amount of conflict worldwide overnight. Because obviously, when we actually are walking down the street and we're conditioned because of the conditioning and the TV and all of the movies and the aggression, all the rest of it, when we look over, we see someone looking at, oh, what are you looking at? Or is it something about me you don't like? And that basically is creating a barrier of resistance of connection with each other, right? And as such, it does cause conflicts. People do get into fights. So obviously, when we have this higher vibration truth and frequency and education, actually, for all of the youth, and they start to act in that way morally and ethically and appreciation and grateful, right? It instantly eradicates so much of the conflicts. And that's, again, where we're going. It'd be just another beautiful reality. And I had such an amazing synchronicity when I had this kind of when I was thinking of this concept, because I actually came up with my head when I was waiting in the car park of IKEA. And then I was taking a drive out of the car park, and I was just telling my girlfriend about it. And I was just saying, I just had this weird kind of download type thing that I was thinking about. And as I said it, I said, wouldn't that be true? Wouldn't that just eradicate conflict immediately? And my sat nav went, please take the right way. Or the right lane. It was just perfect. So, it is true. It's beautiful. And we are in this most auspicious and great times where actually, people are, and the children are awakening to this early on. And this is going to mean that the world is going to be so much more beautiful for everyone. And that's why people just need to focus on that and just appreciate that and actually forget about what's happened, because you can hold on to the past as much as you want, but all you're doing is causing yourself unnecessary suffering. That's the nature of depression. So just let it go.
Do you want to keep reinfecting yourself, or you want to let it go? Yeah, I'd just like to say something to Lisa, yeah? Exit the matrix to recreate harmony, peace and love for humanity, yeah? So that's it, exit the matrix. And I'd say we're not even recreating it. We're not even creating harmony. I'd say we're entering it because it's always there, yeah? And another thing I'd like to say, right, and I say this with love, right? But what's coming to me, say like I cut my...
Joe, your volume's gone down.
Your volume's gone.
I think we've lost him. His connection's gone.
Right. Yeah, he'll come back, I'm sure, in a minute.
Yeah, he'll be back in.
Lisa was saying that, like the let's just pull that up again. The powers of... They don't want you to know about the universe energy, as they need your soul for their world to stay alive. They feed off. You were talking about parasites. It's
there
like...
we go. That's Monsters Inc. Yeah, you remember Monsters Inc. Green all seeing eye, put it in your face. Monsterland. They got to go there. It's powered by our fear. It's powered by making the kids scared. But what did they realize at the end? They're all just following orders at that factory, Monsterland factory. They realize is they make the kids laugh. It's a much better energy, all right? More, do you know what I mean? And this is it, okay? And what I was saying to Lisa, that's it. Exit the matrix to recreate harmony. I don't even say we're recreating it. I'd say we're just entering it. Yeah, it's always there. It's just waiting for us to enter it. That's why, by going into our heart and our center, we're entering it. We're not even creating it, right? It's just always there. And then with the healing, like this is with love, yeah? All right. But when I was saying there, if I cut my hand, I'm like, I think in the healing world, it's just flipping never ending. Yeah. Never. When does this healing end? Never ends, mate. Yeah. So that's cool, right? That can be going on. But while we're healing, we're not creating. We're creating the healing more, and it's never ending. Yeah. Do we want to keep flipping, just constantly healing? Yeah. And saying, oh, when I've done that, or do you want to do what you can do right now? Do you want to go as far as you can see and then you'll see a little bit further? Do you want to create what you love? Yeah, because flipping heck, man, yeah, the healing's good and it feels good and all that, but guess what? That dysfunctional identity, we're just feeding that, you know? We got to go create, man, and shit's going to come up. But this is why we're together in this team effort, man, helping people, keeping each other on track, you know? So that's it. Healing, we've done our fucking healing now. Yeah, still I love it and it's cool and I love it all. Yeah, but if you got to choose, do you want to heal or do you want to create? Do you want to create more healing or do you want to create what you love? Anyway, viva the revolution.
I'll tell you that actually the creating and the healing actually is all in one anyway, because it's love. So that's where obviously with the unity of the ones that are awakening, that are seeing that is the right path, you know, what we're talking about here. You know,
I feel like the healing is more of a byproduct, do you know?
Well,
I mean, not a focus. It's like happens anyway.
Yeah, but the love, you know, you come together and be with those and be with one with the ones that are actually already embracing love and actually moving in that direction of universal love for everyone, right? And that actually heals people instantly. Look at the movies, right? Whenever someone's been injured, there's the main character who is like this handsome dude, and then there's a like woman who's basically like comforting him, and she's like healing him. She's giving him her love, and that actually is probably what's healing him. Actually, just the wiping of his sweaty forehead because he's having a fever, right? So, but it's she's energetically giving him the love that he needs to heal him, and that's what is occurring. So, we don't need to focus on our the individual healing. There's things that we are shedding, we're releasing. And actually, the more we release, even if it feels a little bit dark, because you're going inwards to obviously to see what it is, that's where this emotion is, and why that emotion is affecting you, why you're what are you supposed to learn from that emotion? Because there's something that you can do that in your own time, but actually come together and feel the love, and that will be enough healing for you. And then you can obviously really be creating as well at the same time, because you're feeling the energy of everyone else that's actually bringing you into this new world, which is obviously beautiful.
It's happening anyway. Yeah, it's happening anyway.
Revolution, baby.
Revolution. Sue says that's it. If you say I'm sick, you become sick. So that's it. You can say my body's feeling sick. You know, disidentify from that. Yeah, my body's feeling sick, or I'm not depressed. I'm feeling depressed, or like right now. Do you know what I mean? Because whatever goes after I am, it's yours, baby. Your wish is your command. You asking it is given. You got the genie inside of you. Your wish is your command. Rub that lamp, yeah? Believe, baby, believe, right? It's in your genes. The genius is in your genes. Embodied, encoded with it, you know?
It's really letting go and releasing every ounce of fear in your body that you can. Because, you know, the fear is obviously the opposing emotion to love, right? Really, in the sense, because you with fear, you're moving away. With love, you're going to, right? You're being drawn to it, right? So you've got to kind of release the fear, not worry about anything. Know that obviously, again, with this new world that we're creating, you know, everything that you've ever worried about, financial stress is the underlying cause for a lot. Well, stress is the underlying cause for most death and most disease, right? We're going to be eradicating that instantly. So this is where, again, this is the most rapid, GPMS is the most rapid way to actually instantly heal so many people through actually removing that financial worry again from people permanently, forever, right? And the great thing is when people opt in for GPMS.world, right, they're actually opting out of the other system. And just to get your mindset into the right position of how you could potentially start saying no to paying penalty charge notices and fines, is that actually 80 quid, $80, whatever it is, wherever you are, for a fine, can literally feed 30 children in Africa for a week. How can you possibly justify paying and supporting a government that is sending people to war, to death, right? Which is what you're doing with your £80 fine and your taxes that you're paying, when you could actually be using that money to actually help those that are actually starving, right? And so it is about perspective in terms of how you justify this, and actually. Once you actually get there, you arrive there, you can literally be in that place where you can sort of say, well, no, I mean, I'm opting for this new system. I'm creating it with everyone else. This is going to occur because it's the most humane solution ever. And I'm sovereign, and I have the authority and the freedom to choose what I wish to choose. And I choose a world where there's no harm. There's no savage stuff going on like that. And that's the power of the pledge that you're making ultimately.
Yeah, man. So there we go. Donovan subbed up GPMS, mate. Boom! Now you know. If you don't know, hashtag GPMS, baby.
Well,
Woo! Well, that's it. This is it. This is all inside of you, man. Go on, Barrett.
I was just going to say, you know, it's what David Icke said as well. I mean, I had the pleasure of being in his company once, and he was talking about non-compliance because, like, you know, you're complying, you're energizing it, and you're keeping it alive, basically. You're feeding that narrative, you know. So it's not a physical thing. It's just don't give it the attention that it's you know. If you're hard,
David Icke, he calls it the non-comply dance. He sees a global non-comply dance. So we're not like, no, I'm not doing it. Yeah, we ain't doing this. We're doing this instead. You know what I'm saying? And then also Lisa says it's good to have all emotions, sad and angry ones, just knowing how to manage and self-heal. That's it. It's just when we get stuck in them.
Yeah, but also point to Caesar. I mean, you know, tax is a funny game, isn't it? It's like you know, if you're not going to comply, it means don't pay your taxes, because if you're going to pay your taxes, you know what you're doing, you know. So and voting and stuff like that. Now with the GPMS program, it's about, you know, where we're at the moment. Reference to the referendum is like collectively, it's bringing people on an energetic level to say, well, this is our intention. This is what we're going to do. We're visualizing this, and putting, you know, the markers out, and it's snowballing. It's picking up the energy that it's happening. You know, there's another one here. Learn to
master the thoughts and emotions. Control your thoughts. Control your life.
And coming back to this word sickness, I mean, for me, definition of sickness, we can simplify, just say it's just a blockage. Whether it's an emotional, mental, or, you know, it's just a blockage. We don't have to throw fancy names at it. And once everything is flowing, like, you know, the music that we're doing and the beats and the, you know, it's truly exciting times, you know.
Automatic. It's automatic.
Yeah, you don't have to.
You go within that, and it's automatically just going to translate into your reality.
Yeah.
You know, like, wow, this is mad. Because that's it. What you're transmitting and feeling and thinking, that creates the situations, people, and events in your life. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, on this point, right? Like, do you know, like, say you have a car crash, yeah? And you'd think, well, why would I create that for myself? Yeah. Right? Well, think about it like this. When you get hit, what's that feeling you have? Oh my God, frustration. I can't believe it. I've just been hit. Then ask yourself, how many times have you transmitted and felt like in the last week, in the last month? Yeah. So all that transmission, boom. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But then even a car crash can be a blessing, you know? It can reawaken us, bring us back on track. It's all divine.
Should we wrap it up on the music that we started, or, you know, finish it off with
whatever floats your boat? It's been a pleasure to be here. I want to say big love to everyone, yeah.
Help, please, we down on his knees. You don't need degrees to see what we see. Open up your eyes and stop believing lies. This time we gonna rise and we gonna decriminalize. My mind, heart, cause ready to soar. The message that I'm bringing is to keep it raw. Here to settle the score, we're bringing truth to the door. Police in the shadows planning third world war. Looking operation, mobilizing the troops. Infiltrating hierarchy, now I don't get juice. We know when you connect to me, spiritual sources resonating with creation, true life forces. Look at the world, then look in my eyes. Cradle to grave is just non-stop lies. Non-stop lies from the top to the bottom. Luminize, pumping lies, but the pyramid rotten. Supplemental entities, what destabilize humanity. Underground bases full of secret technology. Timing it right, they base it all around astrology. But this ain't a game, it's not monopoly. I'm popping truth with intent to make the earth shake. Illuminati's causing devastating earthquakes. They in the government, hiding in the dark. We got a soul force energy, cosmic spark. Don't ever get involved with the lies from the devils. Put their life down south, be a truth-seeking rebel. Don't sell your soul to the mark of the beast, and don't stop till this coup gets deceased. Get ready to get overthrown, getting took out. Truth was submitted, now I got no doubt. Sucking in their blood, they're so cannibalistic. So call me a fortune teller or a mystic. We're multi-dimensional, we unconventional. Exception is busy putting the truth onto the table. We're able and they're unstable, so that's why we're gonna put them back into the cradle. It's just a chronic, keep it fast like Sonic. Kinebonic, bubonic, definitely not Masonic. Hypersonic, electronic, keep your harmonic, ironic. Prehistoric, warning you of the demonic. They want to plant microchips and hypodermic needles. I wouldn't give you lies or create any evils. Global annihilation, suppression and domination. Nations trying to speak on this telly's animation. So wake your brain, let's break the restraint. Let's raise the change, bring the change today. I'm talking change like Osama. Oops, I mean Obama. No, I'm talking real change. Dalai Lama. They at the top, but they subtly sliding. They thought they had it sus, but now truth rising. We're realizing, cause real eyes see real eyes. So realize it's time to rise. Woo!
Yo, I'd just like to say, yeah, that was after seeing.
CBD cannabidiol, a potion from the wild and traditionally used for textile, but in recent years proven profound for our health. A booming market, yes, profound for our wealth. Now listen further to what all this means. Changing lives for the better and together in our teams. Opportunity to do something so special. Help the world on a completely new level. Save the lives and the planet, be our medal. And now you're learning this, let's step on the pedal. Besides health and wealth, what can hemp provide? Well, with 50,000 uses, that's impossible to hide. Renewable biofuels, it won't be finite. Replacing fossil fuels, that's a life is dynamite. See how important this mission be? Not about money and business solely. It's as much about health as sustainability. And we're kind of where we got that ability. Get down with CBD, you and me together. We'll set the world free, rest assured. CBD is definitely no drug, no harm, no side effects. You need to know what's up, found Nashi and hemp. Smoking hemp won't get you high. You're hearing this now, you're probably asking why this blonde became illegal to grow. The 1937 Tax Act, what do you know? Made it way too expensive for farmers to sow. In production overnight, reaching all-time low. Reefer Madness campaign had the people in tow, warning parents of the dangers of cannabis. So marijuana was the name that was used in the lie, labeling him as the same, and it's not FYI. So they got class as a drug schedule one, claiming both of these herbs as one and among non-medicinal legal drugs like crack cocaine, far from one and the same. And who was to blame? Evidently it was these industrial tycoons who cared only for their products to be consumed. And with that in mind, and the end of prohibition, take your CBD off. It's a simple decision.
Nice, bros.
I love that, bro. I love that, bro.
I love what you're doing, man. Like out in the streets, rocking it, man. And with a
Yo, bro, that was a vision in my head for a long time, you know. And that happened because I'd just been to see David Icke, and David Icke's just on UK tour right now, yeah. I think he's going to come to Leeds, actually, so hopefully I'm going to go see him in Leeds, which is going to be mad. But I went there, 12-hour talk at Wembley, and then my mate, he videoed a bit of it. We were watching it over at the house. I was down in London, and we were watching it over and over, and he was like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And I was like, yeah, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I was like, I'll do this, and I'll do this. So I was like, my mate was there, yeah. He had these next level cameras. He filmed that, and like, he'd just literally like synchronistically come across these like 2-3 grand cameras, and he wanted to make videos. Funny thing is, the guy that videoed it, yeah, when I started rapping, he didn't have a clue what I was saying, right? And he said, but Joe, I like your energy. So he's walking with me. He bought that speaker for me, bless him, yeah. And like, I mean, we were walking through, but like he funded that, he produced that because he believed just literally from the energy itself. And that's it. That whole day, that was in my head for a long time, you know. But the way that unraveled, oh man, magic. There was a lot. Yeah. There was a lot of magic in that day, man, and that's Lovolution all the way, you know. Taking it to the people, taking it to the streets. You know, we got this platform, you know. Like now we've built pages where I don't have to stand on the street with a sign. We can just post a meme and boom, if it's gonna go, it's gonna go, man. We've got crazy reach, you know. We are the power.
Yeah.
It's down to us now. Yeah. Woo! Yo, Barrett, man, all my days. Thank you, man. Thank you.
you,
It's been so
Thank you.
amazing to
Beautiful.
be here, man. You've been amazing for me in Denovan, because like we wouldn't have covered this much. Never in a million years. I feel like I'd have got way distracted, and then I'd have sent Denovan off, and we'd have ended up in La La Land. So Barrett, you are an anchor, my brother. Yo, thank you for blessing us.
Thank you, bruv. And we'll endeavor to catch up again in the very near future. And
yeah, that's right. Yo, if you're watching on mine, make sure go join Barrett's group. Yeah, group activation. Get him on Facebook, Insta, YouTube. This is going on. Yeah, this is going on.
World Revolution style, and don't forget your beats. They're coming to you for free, so why not give it a go?
That's it, man. Like, happy days. We love you.
Happy days, man. See you around. Peace and love.
Take it easy.
Bioactivator would like to thank you for your kind support and donations. Through Barrett Tunian's guardianship of this platform, his activation of truth harmonizes, neutralizes, and unblocks the meridians that connect, balance, and purify all that comes in contact. Do no harm is the key that fully opens the heart's voice to be in the union of the I Am presence, and will represent every living organism on the planet whose voice would otherwise not be heard. Remember, the truth will set you free. Do no harm, cause no loss, and do not impose upon the freedom of others. Love, light,